At a time. Over the last few months, you've had the joy of listening to me present key elements that have been part of negotiations between RTA and the district. Once again, I appreciate your patience and your willingness to listen to the viewpoints of the teachers that I represent. I have talked about concessions given by the teachers and classified employees as we help the district out of a financial abyss. The concessions included pay cuts through furlough days, reduced coverage and health benefits resulting in higher out-of-pocket expenses, and fewer teaching positions through higher class sizes. We absorbed these losses in family income while enduring a 7-year drought in pay increases. Now, while the district is in its strongest financial position in 2 decades, it falls short in offering a package that restores the original concessions from 3 years ago. I have brought up the delays by the district in getting negotiations started last spring. RTA presented its original proposal on February 27th, meeting the contractual deadline of the first board meeting in March. The contract also stipulates that the district will respond with its proposal by the first meeting in April. Unfortunately, we did not receive the district's counterproposal until May 14th. From the very beginning, the district showed little urgency in giving back to the employees. In the summer, while we should have been working toward a collaborative agreement, the board and the district circumvented the negotiations process by approving salary increases without any communication of its intent with RTA. Now, while we felt this was a move in the right direction, it also seemed to be a move that would limit RTA's ability to find the right combination of salaries and benefits. Most recently, I have been discussing fair and equal salary improvements. I have brought to light 2 separate board-approved changes in administrative salary schedules that put into place salary increases and improvements that range from 6 to 8%. I have also brought up the superintendent's contract that includes raises of 5% per year, each year for 3 years. The district's offer of 3.5% per year for 2 years puts the teachers in the back seat behind the administration. We are the frontline employees that deserve equal support from the board. Now tonight, I want to discuss the district's spending of reserves that also leaves teachers last in line. RTA looked at this budget and saw that the district was in position to invest in its teachers and classified employees, while also focusing resources in the classroom in areas that had long been ignored. According to the report given to the board last month in the review of this year's unaudited actuals, the district overspent its budget for 2013-14 by $2.6 million, reducing the reserve from a projected 21% to 14%. Now, this is still a healthy reserve, well in excess of the required 3%, but it's dramatically less than the original budget. There were 2 things that I was shocked about in the district's report of the unaudited actuals. First, I was surprised to see the board accept the report and approve it without any questions. Now, I have no doubt that the board has been kept up to date on district spending, either in committee or in closed session. But questions needed to be raised in open session, so the public could understand the reasons for the spending to exceed the budget so drastically. At this time, RTA can only guess at the causes. Second, a large portion of the overspending was shown to be in certificated and classified salaries. This was unexpected due to the fact that there were not any raises in salaries last year. The district's report showed that the certificated salaries exceeded the budget by $900,000, and classified salaries went over by $1.2 million. Let's examine this. Historically, the district spends about 72% of salaries on certificated employees and about 28% on classified. Yet the ratio of dollars over budget for last year was 43% for certificated and 57% for classified. My 8th grade math students would quickly recognize that this is out of proportion. Had this stayed in proportion, the district would have spent either $1.2 million on certificated salaries or the district would have spent either $1.2 million more on certificated salaries or $560,000 less on classified salaries. Those figures alone would provide 5 to 10% in increases for all employees. So where was the money spent that went towards certificated and classified personnel? As I said before, there were not any increases in salaries last year. Again, RTA can only make assumptions for the spending over and above the budget. Now, please believe me when I say I do not enjoy bringing these issues to the board every 2 weeks. I do not look forward to another negotiations meeting if we are unable to find a common ground. RTA is not looking for every dime on the table or every dollar in the reserve. What we want is simple: fair and equal salary improvements, restoration of the cuts we made 3 years ago, and replacement of the money we lost in furlough days and higher cost benefits. We want the support of the district and the board that we deserve for our hard work, dedication, and sacrifices. Our students belong in the front of the line, but the employees that helped rescue this district do not belong in the back of the line. We meet again for negotiations October 24th. We ask that the board work with the district to adopt a proposal that is good for the district and can be gratefully ratified by the teachers. Thank you again for your time.
Good evening. Enrollment at RES continues to grow and grow. As of this afternoon, we are presently at 831 students. We've had 4 more families walk through our door today, so we are estimating that we could be at 840 as early as next Friday, provided that we get all of our paperwork processed and we received all of our documentation back. So we continue to grow. We're very excited about just the opportunity to work with more kids and to just have the opportunity to include them in the RES family. This month, our Student of the Month Assembly was held on October the 6th at 8 a.m. It was a huge success. We had parents everywhere. Our yard was just overrun. It was amazing just to see all the parents come out. They were very excited. The kids were very excited. We recognize our usual Student of the Months, but also, as we had mentioned earlier, we're recognizing recipients of our Character Trait of the Month. Last month, it was tact. And it was very interesting just to hear how the kids were able to explain what tact was and to go overboard in personifying that character trait. So we saw a lot of good conversations going on in the playground and a lot of boys learning this very valuable skill of when a young lady asked them, "How do I look in this outfit?" they responded, "Lovely as always," which is a very tactful way of responding. This month, we will be looking for our students who personify the character trait of cooperation. We're also very happy to report that we continue to have a lot of success and a lot of good reception from our weekly phone calls. We continue just to contact parents of kids who are having an amazing day, an amazing week. Parents are really warming up to that, and it's kind of funny that when they don't get the phone call by Friday afternoon, they're asking either Mrs. Nutterman or I on Monday morning why they didn't get a phone call. So it's something that they're invested in, it's something they're very excited about. We're even seeing that a lot of parents, when we tell them good morning on Monday morning, we get a response back. So it's something that is spreading. Their kids are telling them, you know, it's about good manners. It's about, you know, if the my principal says good morning, you have to say good morning back because that's good manners. So we're very excited to see that that trend is coming back, that our kids are being more conscious of how their actions have a reaction in public. Our PTA has been very, very busy. We held our second fundraiser, restaurant fundraiser, this month. It was on October the 9th at Crazy Autos. We had a lot of fun. Our staff was busy bussing tables and socializing, and we also enjoyed a nice meal as a group after the night was over. Also, our PTA has its final day or final evening tomorrow of our book fair. It is going to be open during our parent-teacher conferences. Kids have been going in and out, choosing books that they like, writing the titles down, going home and telling their parents. So we're going to be open extended hours tomorrow night in order to accommodate parents who would like to come in and get some Christmas shopping done early. And all of you are more than welcome to come down. We have a lot of great books. There's some cookbooks on how to use your crock pot and other different things. So I know where I'm going to be shopping for tomorrow night. Also, the PTA has something set up that we think is really exciting, and Mrs. Notterman and I are having fun with this. Teachers can sign up to have either Mrs. Notterman and I come in and read a story to their class. So for the month of October, 4th and 5th grade has been targeted, and we get to choose the book. And this month we found a couple of really scary story books, And it's just fun to watch the 4th grade and the 5th graders as we turn on the lights and just talk in that special voice and just to watch the skin crawl in the back of their necks. But it's all in good fun because, you know, it's Halloween and they enjoy that kind of stuff. Even though they tell us they're not scared, we can tell otherwise. Our students, we have a small group of teachers, which not so small group anymore. We've added 3 more teachers who are going to be working with us on the Farm to Fork program out of UC Davis. We met with our consultant, Jen, today, who delivered additional curriculum, some changes that are coming down from Sacramento, and she also gave us the heads up on a couple of grants that will be rolling in around Christmas time and in January. One of the ones that we are kind of really excited about is that there is a program that if we designate a part of our crop to a local homeless shelter or to a local soup kitchen, the state will subsidize our entire program. So we are presently gathering more information on that and then write the necessary grants to get our school accepted as a school that would be able to provide this service for the community at large. Also, our kids in 4th grade and 5th grade this year had an opportunity to travel up to Cal State Bakersfield as part of our AVID program. They had a lot of fun. It's interesting to hear all the stories about just walking around the campus, getting an idea of what they do and do not want to do, and just to have a small snapshot of what college life is like. Mrs. Notterman went up with them just to ensure that they learned about the positive academic part of college life and not the other fun stuff that happens.